Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Shabbat Shalom. Today, na Saturday, number 20th day for this month of May, 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, una own countryman, Ambazonian FBI, Mr. No Connie. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where it bring una the truth. It bring una fact-based analysis for help we as we work for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow citizens of Ambazonia at home and abroad, we come today for this day, finally, the 20th of May, a day where La Republic will conduct a fake referendum to completely take over our country and our statehood, the former British Southern Cameroons. Now this day we will be stripped of a sovereign state, a status will be then achieved as a self-governing territory under the British trusteeship for the United Nations. Now a sad day indeed. We monitor our territory. 20th May and 11th February, they then become a marker as well, a measurable instrument for we for gauge La Republic du Cameroon control over our population or our population acceptance of the one Cameroon. For the most part, our public have rejected La Republic du Cameroon. Over 90% of our population usually participate directly or indirectly to commemorate 20th May celebration or so-called Cameroon National Day celebration. Since 5 years of Ambazonia uprising as labeled by Pa Fongalafo, Ambazonian rising to fall no more. For these 5 years and 6 years and counting, Ambazonia have embraced its nationalism and rejected any form of union with La Republique du Cameroon, demanding separation and outright independence of Ambazonia, the former British Southern Cameroons, except for few insignificant places in our territory where La Republique du Cameroon have planned to stage 20th May celebration. For the most part, Cameroon have been defeated and 20th May celebration have been staged. Before this day, we've seen it in Tuba. We have also seen it in Tombe, where some students were forced to come and observe, some thinking they were doing practice, to take part in televised events that will be broadcast today in La Republique du Cameroon Propaganda CRTV as 20th May celebration in Ambazonia. I will be also having a live presentation today about this 20th May and what it means to our people. Good people of Ambazonia, we want to congratulate once more the forces in Ndonga Mantung, in Tarba, who took the initiative from an intelligence that we had provided and carried out a raid that neutralized one Cameroon terrorist, a Kelebe by the name Sergeant Fabrice. It was a clean and smooth operation. We want to congratulate those forces that were involved and continue to encourage our population to provide intelligence about the soft spots of La Republique du Cameroon that our soldiers can take full advantage of. Back in a general and global stage, the United States government have changed its policy regarding refugees and asylum seeker, and we have been having a lot of feedback from our population that have been demanded to know exactly what is going on, what is new, what have changed. And for the vast majority for our country people, I go talk for our first language so that make all money understand. People they ask and say, now wait till it happen for America. Say they talk say Ambazonian refugee then feel relocate for America. Now wait till that change. I go explain for our people then wait till it happen. This one a program where America Joe Biden administration it be done launch globally since for January 19, 2023. The program that they call a private sponsorship for refugee. If you go check online, you search the launching of the Welcome Corps of the private sponsor refugee program. It be start since for January and it enter for the phase 2 for this month, this coming month for March. It go enter the phase 2. I go help una explain what it mean for all of our refugee them. But I go take this opportunity for educate our people about some common things about refugee so that make all man understand. When I always hear about refugee, man they talk say be refugee. Some people they need to know what it means. So one they hear asylum seeker. Normally, when you run your country, a refugee they like internally displaced people. That means the people the way they don't come out, leave their house, go for another place for go hide because of war or insecurity them. But this one are people the way they don't cross international boundary. So Ambazonian the way they don't come out of our country, then go for other country, then they call them now refugee them. Now say they call them in general terms. But the word refugee, it actually get a legal meaning. Before you want call yourself say you be refugee, you need to know what the way it mean. Most people the way they call themselves say refugee, na actually asylum seeker them. I go explain for una the different so that una go know which category una be and how and who them fit enjoy these privileges where American government it don't offer them. An asylum seeker it simply mean na say the word asylum mean na say sanctuary. That means say hiding place. So normally the legal word for asylum seeker means say na man way don't apply for asylum. When you apply for asylum, they grant you na a refugee status. So refugee na a certificate, na a status, a legal status where the war you don't accept them under UNHCR, na a refugee agency, some part for United Nations, some department where they handle na refugee them. That means this department it don't recognize you say you be na officially a refugee. So most people when you run war, you seek na asylum. Asylum means say you go look for shelter, place where you feel hide your head there. Asylum na a protection where it be granted by a state party where it be a member for the United Nations for some person where you don't run a country because of war or political persecution. So when you run your country because you do run a war or some person they pursue you, you want to save your life, or even a natural disaster where you want to save your life, anything where make you run for come off your country, and then you go for some country, you go write your name for that country, you go inform them first. For some country them, now the United Nations Refugees Agency, UNHCR, now they receive people the way they don't run war or where they run for persecution or where their life them be at danger. For some country them, now the government sets up, it get its own agency where it receive people them. Like for Nigeria government, they get their own government where the UNHCR they do assist. For inside Ghana also they get their refugee board where now them they be in charge of this. Now they be the recognized authority for the Ghana government where they receive people them. Every country gets its own law. Some one na the government they do them, another one na the United Nations sets up they do them. But an asylum seeker, na man where you don't go register. Say you want me them protect you. When you register, that registration they go issue you a certificate. Now an asylum certificate. Even though you go to call yourself say you be refugee, you know be really a refugee. Because refugee na by definition. Na a status where they award them. So when you go apply for me, they make you for refugee, you apply now for be an asylum seeker. That means you get state protection. That state protection means say no man of it send you back for your country. And that country, they make you be available for humanitarian donation. It go to tell their population, say any man for that country, whether a church or an NGO, they feel help a person like you. And the government too go take responsibility for help you, for give you small help, meaning a place where you feel sleep or a small where you feel drink water, according to how way that government is rich or how way they feel provide, and say they go to give them for you. But you don't become protected once you apply. You just go write your name. You don't already be protected. No man of it send you back for your country. They go feel allow you so if you sleep for some place. That means you don't apply for asylum seeker. You been a joro. You don't chop a joro as we call them. Where you go for some place, you go talk, say, I know if you go back for my country. When you go talk, then they write your name. That means you don't get that protection for asylum. So it be important. If you run war, you never go write your name for some place. You never go talk for that government. For approach the right institution where it go protect you for that country, because every country get the right place. If you approach police people them for that country, they go direct you for the right place for good day. So just stick for any police for any country, they police them, they don't teach them for all police them. For country where they for United Nations, for half of direct people them, for seek protection or immigration officer. They will tell you who's for go apply for asylum. When you apply for asylum, then get criteria them where they go make you a refugee. No be all man way, you don't go seek a refugee, they don't give you asylum paper, you work out that paper, police never catch you, it means you been a refugee. No. Refugee them, now people the way they don't meet up some criteria. One na say, they pursue you particularly. Because general war they way all man they run because of general insecurity. It no mean I say they want catch na you one they don't write your name, they want to find na you. So if you run war just because say insecurity they will give you that generally asylum protection. But inside the asylum protection, they will look people them way they pursue them. Either na say they be been a part of the activists them for ground zero, or they be them do something way la republic it want catch them. That means say some person there for that Cameroon government where it want catch them specifically. Now that one the way they go call you back, then they go give you interview. So they not go do interview all man way they run war. When you come, they go ask you say why you run. You talk, they go listen what you talk them. If them say your own story, your talk where you go talk them your story for a juro. Now one way they show say they pursue now you use except inside all man they find some particular people. Then they go make you interview. After you go through that interview, they go look what are the grounds and where you gam say they want catch you, it really be true or not. Also, they will look whether you feel get protection under some NGO or some government institution, the way if it protect you, or if you go back for that same country, if you go stay for another part for that country, you go be safe. Then get this criteria. Then we they go ask you too many questions. Let's say na investigation again. When they go investigate, they go look the evidence them. They go look the report the way it be available. If them see say you been a man where you be specifically targeted, then they go accept your case for issue you a refugee certificate. When they don't give you a refugee certificate, now you if you call yourself, so you be refugee. So actually, true, no be all man way don't apply for asylum or way you don't apply for refugee status be a refugee. A refugee na man way they don't approve your case. That means say you don't go interview, so they don't pass them. They don't talk say yes you. They need to give you refugee certificate. So any Ambazonian then they way they don't travel. So one they way they don't go for Nigeria, for Ghana, even right for Kenya, right the one get the one for Libya, we get the one for Tunisia, for Morocco. Just because you don't apply and give you that document the right time for they say asylum certificate. You wait for your determining of your status. No, don't carry that paper. They run say they don't give you refugee ID card. No, that one are just paper for protect you for that country. Me man, push you back for your country, and me any man if he help you, make it help you. So I need to know that one very clearly. So this policy for America now about people the way they already give them refugee status. That means they don't accept their case them, give them refugee status. For America government, this thing America they don't do them now because plenty people that they enter America illegally, their government it be slow. But this thing them, plenty country they already do them. America just joined the long list of countries where they implement this policy. So for the beginning of this year, the Joe Biden administration, they announced a program where they call and say welcome cops. Cops just like this Peace Corps. That means say people the way they don't join humanitarian work. They call them welcome cops, where they provide private sponsorship for refugee. What did the one it mean? So, some department for American government, for their state department, where they call them say Department of Health and Human Services. Now they handle this program. The program they call and say USRAP. If you look them online for Google, you will get plenty information where if you read them yourself. They want a US refugee admission program where the American government it don't run them. They want make their own citizen them. Any man when a citizen for America, me them play a part for help refugee them when they across the globe out of the borders of America. For support their resettlement and integration, for start their new life for inside America. Because when you be a refugee, their situation in a long term, if you become permanent, where you no go ever go back for your country, so they always try make people then go resettle. They call it resettlement. That means say you do want come over one place, you go settle now for another place. Why do they call them resettlement? It means say you be that already first settled for the place where you dey. That means say you be that already be given refugee status and protection for the country where you dey, but you want come over go for another country. So this program, American government, it want make American citizen them. That means if you get to your brother or so Ambazonian for America, when a citizen for America, if he help you, you can resettle for America if you been already a refugee. So from the beginning of January 19 this year, the American government, it don't talk me people then sign up for some list for be a volunteer. It go include na agency them for refugee them. Then get plenty NGO the way they run the work with refugees, some church group then where they run register for work for help refugee they meet and come for America. So before now only NGO they be done first join this group, This group then they go put say if we take 5 refugees, this other church group it go can register talk say if we take 6. So they be done also talk say individual them figure register for this group them. When they submit their registration for America for become welcome cops, the America go look refugee the way they already be vulnerable around the war. Then they go match them together. They will say, okay, 4 group then the way they want to take 100 people. We go look 100 people them. Maybe we'll take one way come up for inside Ghana, one way come up for inside Uganda, one way come up for South Africa, one way come up for Libya, one way come up for so and so country. We will take them again for the people the way they want to receive them. They will receive them, they will provide them house, they will provide them shop, show them how they fit integrate themselves for inside America. Majority of the program it be start with this Ukrainian war because plenty American NGO want help Ukrainian and Afghanistan people the way they be being a interpreter for American war where they be fighting for Afghanistan. So now because of them primarily where they be launched this program. But now the American government it talks say after they will try this program for 6 months, that means say from January 19 up to June 19, it will be open now for individual them. The individual them, the private American citizen them now, they no need for submit their willingness for welcome refugees abroad. Me, the American government go look refugee, then we go match them. It make like matchmaking. Now, they talk say after this June, it go come reach, June 19, individual them fee actually go look refugee where they want sponsor them. Then talk for their American government, say, I want to sponsor the refugee, me come for here. It go come, I go help you, give you house where if you stay, give you something where if you chop. So, it mean now say from the 19th of June, if you be Ambazonian where you don't already get refugee, they approve your case. If you find so American person where he get American citizenship, where he get money, he get small money, he get house, if he take care for you, if he be a dependent, he go meet up. The only two way meet for sure for American government, I say he be a dependent. That means say person where if he get enough for chop and where if he spare some small thing for give another man, then that person he go submit for this refugee corps. Say he want bring you for that American government. American government they go assess the situation and then they go grant you a resettlement program. You come, now that person he go welcome you. So now the new big news this way, it don't come off for America where you go help our refugee them. As for how to apply for refugee and how to go make your case today, you go get that certificate. As plenty people they ask them, especially for Nigeria, I go get a one program only for teach our people them about refugee law them, especially people the way they want chop at Joro, so that they will no lack information as they travel abroad. So we go leave that one, and then we go come. I go talk about this issue again for brasseries, because Aram begin go around almost complete my tour for get inputs them, and I want to tell our people they say no decision nobody yet be made. Our people they ask and say if we go allow brasseries now for sale, it mean now say they don't win we, and this thing them it be very important. Make we know say law them they way na a marker. When you don't choose anything, make it be a contentious issue. That issue they be a marker where they show you whether you win or how you lose. Because with the talk, so we get four pillars the way they hold this our liberation. One na ghost town, one na boycott of Cameroon political participation. That means we no go elect their mayor, any elected officials, and then the economic sabotage where the issue concerning brasseries is there for inside also. So these things are very significant because when you choose one thing, it determine it become a marker. That means if you look the thing, see whether you win or whether you lose. Now whether the Republic will talk say when I see people that need to respect goes down again, it means when they lose. Or the talk say when I see people that respect goes down, it means will win. People that want me will get to our freedom. So each thing will choose them, it become a symbol and a contentious area. So we need to be careful and take our time for studying. But as I don't tell you, if we become so stuck in our own thinking, those same things that will be used against us. When I remember time where I be talk say, I be the campaign say me go open community school, more extend them for private school and for mission school them. Plenty people they be talk say it means say we don't lose this struggle. La Republic will talk say no, we don't lose them. No, the way we put them, it shows that they go under our authority and under our guidelines. And then our school they open where they need to use uniform, they follow our guidelines. La Republic says if you see say we don't win, then they even start for become ban private school them, including mission school them like Catholic schools and Presbyterian and Baptist school them, because the main issue now about the authority where that thing it happen under. So If we also use that same argument for brassaries for Palava school, say if we open school, people they be start to talk say, hey, it means say school they can't give Capo Daniel all money. You will talk say me they no go for school. People they don't die because they don't want to defend the policy. Now you can't talk say you want change them. How way you go change that now you go mean say la Republic done lost? No. If you put a law as I explained them yesterday, where it be erroneous, a law where it don't be outdated, then that law will be used against you. It dey like papa for house. If you give instruction, you're picking a lady hear you, it means say you don't lost control. You don't be useless. Or a government, it make law where no man they obey them. It means that law government, it don't be question the authority, or it not be legitimate, or it not be a government where they respect them. So we need to be careful. When I see how we don't begin cash brassaries drink the nana right for inside Sabgahi, we don't cash them for place the way you need to go there. The last time soldier they enter for inside Lebialem, all bad they be done begin to sell brassaries. La Republic, their kunyam titles they be done recognized, and the last time begin put brassaries after they be key fee masha because it be done allow brassaries to enter for some side and for inside Lebialem. They be start put export for sure and for use and for mock we because it don't become a contentious issue. The point why they talk and I say wait, if you put a law and then you see say nothing where you know if you enforce them, you better change them. Otherwise, it will instead be more worse if people then start disobey them because they go start using them for show you say you don't lose power. Or you better adopt them for where it will be reasonable. Any law way if it be enforceable. Because alcohol consumption is a social intoxication way for human culture. All human culture get intoxication where they use them for socialization. And if you stop them. If you ban something, let we give alternative. If that alternative itself come under question, let now them ban brasseries say they go to drink na Guinness and the other drinks them, Kaji, all those things them. If now brasseries you don't go buy them now, it control 90% of the brewery industry. If we talk say we ban brasseries, it means we need to stop the Guinness and the other product the way brasseries they sell them. And we need to think about our capacity. Can we really stop it? By stopping it, because if you enforce a bad law, the population will reject you. How many of our stores that still sell brasseries and how have we been able to stop it, and how many soldiers are we willing to put at risk or the entire struggle to on this particular chip if we can win it or not? We must think about that very well before we make decision whether we will continue this law or not. Have this issue become now a point of critical point where it don't encourage kidnapping for ransom and other excesses them? Has this law become a negative in our struggle instead to become a positive? We need to assess and all. When I need to know say the general principle for law, now say if it need to be fair. If we ban this La Republic company, when I not be a parastatal for per se, na a private company will not say na the people the way they get the regime that they behind, na this France Afrique then they behind. We need to also look into Supermon, our ability for close down Supermon. Supermon way they talk say for village talk for Panabo they talk say person where work farm he must benefit, he supposed to chop for that farm. Supermon way they take am for our own town set for inside Fakode, they can't take Supermon for day. They sell Supermon for inside one pallet for Supermon. They sell them for inside Douala now 1,500. But for inside Boya, they sell that same Supermon now 2,500. That means that they cheat we for our own eye, ho-ha. But yet that company is still there for day, it is still operate. We never shut them down. So all these things that we need for Siam, our ability to shut down Supermon, which is an insult to the Ambazonian mind. We need to think about all these things critically and make sure that we are not crippled and being unable to take decision. And we should always be reasonable in everything we do and every point we put. Those Zanzam people or hardline people where they don't be stuck in the past and unable to make any decision. If we just allow ourselves for not be flexible, for even move with the time, for be able to make changes, keeping doing the same thing, thinking that we'll have a different result, we will end up shooting ourselves on the leg. So I'm making this issue a public debate, just like I did for education. Maybe some people they not come again with this their stupidity, where all man for them way you want bring change, na person way you don't chop money. But we know as I talk, I've been a stone. Now what they go leave me. So the liberation is the principles, the liberation is the public interest, and those who are movements that have drifted away from principles and public interests have left the liberation, and they should come back, and we should be able to engage positively. But you would doubt are there actually going to be possible? Is it even possible to discuss with people who are in a vegetative state, people who are now locked in their own cocoon of reality, people who have no touch in ground zero, who don't even know what is going on in the ground? But we as a people, we must move forward. I'll make sure that we go through this thing together, and decisions that will be taken at the end will reflect our public interest and will reflect the best interests of our liberation and our defenders, who are our soldiers on ground zero. Capo Daniel, looking out for you, signing off.